Have you not seen people depressed?
Yeah.
And they are still getting paid? Why do people change organizations for an organization that they are less paid compared to where they were living?
Yeah, it happens.
Money only prevents dissatisfaction.
Okay.
Yes, because if I'm depressed and I'm still getting salary, I can. A toxic workplace could come from companies' policies, companies' procedures, top management, body languages towards the subordinates. Do it the way I want it, and you must do it. One of the employees were working at height on a cherry picker around 3 a.m. or thereabout. This guy said he was tired and that the cherry picker should be lowered. So the next thing I heard, this guy has taken off his fall protection, his body harness, and he was already jumping. Yeah, he was jumping from the cherry picker.
Oh my God.
Yes, I immediately went on my knee.
Oh my
and
God.
pleaded with this guy. So if the guy had jumped, that would have gotten into a very deep excavation.
Different people coming from different backgrounds, different characters and expectations. It takes someone who is emotionally intelligent and intellectually sound to be able to manage them effectively to achieve work objectives. Today we are joined by an exceptional leader, someone who has spent decades managing people. He is currently the Occupational Health and Safety HOD at Kevron Consulting Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so delighted to have our guest today. He's somebody who I've currently observed, and I know that he's the best person to answer all our questions and help us with solutions to achieving good work environment. Ladies and gentlemen, drum rolls, please join me as I welcome Mr. Sylvester Awudu.
Thank you.
It's so good having you on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Mr. Sylvester, when I first looked at the topic, I knew that you were the perfect person to help us unpack this, because in detail, I don't know if anybody has met you to say, Mr. Sylvester, your team members, I don't know if they talk to you directly, but in the background, there have been so many compliments about your personality, the way you manage team, the way you put everything together, and I really want to appreciate you just for coming here to share your experience with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, sir, I would like to know, how has been your experience managing teams so far? Like, what things shaped your personality to the place where you now manage people?
Thank you. Thank you once again for having me. So, I would say what has actually shaped me is the experience the supervisors and the managers I've had in the past. So I don't want to bore you with my academic background, because I studied, my background is purely management. So in management also, we're also taught how to manage personnel, which is personnel management. So we try to see how we can reconcile the theory we're taught with practice now that we are on the job. So it goes a long way, because you need to understand that as individuals in an organization, we come from different background, different academic background, different family background, and the workplace is a place we should have a common ground. So we must try and always find a common ground when conflict is about to divide us. So, and that is what has actually shaped me. I think in terms of the position I'm occupying and leadership, that credit can go to the previous managers and supervisors I've worked under. Yes, so others were able to let me know that it is not all the time we need to apply autocratic leadership. Of course, we'll delve proper into the discussion, but I am of the school of thought that situational leadership is the best. So when there is a time for you to use the carrot approach, you apply the carrot approach, and when there is a time for you to apply the stick approach, you as well apply the stick approach. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think that answers it, but I would like to know, is there like a specific thing that happened in your past? Like you mentioned, you learned from people who are above you. So is there a specific thing somebody above did that you picked and you said, you know what, I'm going to use this throughout my leadership?
Yes, and that is my previous manager.
Okay.
Before I joined Kevron, I wouldn't want to mention his name.
Oh, you can mention his name.
Okay, so if you permit me to mention his name, Mr. Olewole Adigun.
Okay.
He was exceptional in his approach. Yes, so this is the type of leader that you won't even know is the one you are reporting or that is supervising you. He made the playing ground very level for every one of us. I was the one reporting to him directly, but the way he nurtured me made me understood along the line that being friendly to subordinate will make you get more from the subordinate than being always strict all the time. So I think I've learned a lot from him, and that is what is actually helping me on this journey. Thank you.
It's interesting when you say that being friendly on the job is one of the key ingredients you'll be using. But on the same note, there are situations where a manager is friendly with the subordinate, and then the subordinate start taking them for granted. So how do you balance that friendliness? Because I see you do that a lot. You balance friendliness and work and still achieve good goals.
Yes, thank you so much. And that is a very good question as well. You know, business is business. And when you have personal, I always tell my subordinate, when it comes to work, we can play off work. But when it comes to an assignment given to us that must be closed, then we must go back to business and ensure that is closed. So professional assignment should not be taken personal. Professional assignment should not be taken personal. When it is professional, what I mean by professional is that if you have a task assigned to us that we must complete, let us ensure we complete it. We can, after the task, we can come back and do have this family meeting, or we can have this playful time. So but for me, I do not see why my subordinate should be scared of me. Yes, I was not trained that way. Then I was not supervised that way. So I do not see any reason why my subordinate should be scared of me. And that is why I'm still getting the best of them. So business is business. Then play is play.
Now, on the same line, right? There are people that use extremes. Let's say there's a boss that he's extremely strict. He does not play, he does not joke when it comes to work, but his team is still delivering. Will you call that section of leadership a successful way of managing people?
I will not call it it's depending, because it could be that it is the autocratic side of such leader that is kind of appearing to the people around our leader. So we do not know what the leader is doing from behind. The participative approach is using from behind. So it's possible you use autocratic approach to get result, but it is not the best way to go. Because people are doing it out of fear. They do it out of fear. It is not because they actually want to accomplish the task. If I don't do it, I will get punished, which is not the best approach, because there's what we call work balance. We need to consider the mental health of our subordinate as well. They can still get this job done without getting the job done under duress. So it is possible.
It's possible, but it's not the best.
It's not. Yes, the best in this context has to be participative and what we call directive, depending on the situation you find yourself. So and if you permit me, I can expand it.
Yes, please.
So what we refer to as autocratic, which is directive and centralized in nature, is when the leader, takes decision without involving anybody. It's more like, do it the way I want it, and you must do it. So such leader comes in a very strict way, or gives strict instruction and expected that it must be followed. And why there are situations that is, of course, from the circle or from the angle of occupational health and safety. There are instances which such autocratic decision or autocratic approach could be the best, maybe in high risk situations. Yes, because you don't expect me to see you carrying out maybe a task in a safe manner in a very volatile or high risk environment. So my approach will be autocratic, because if I'm going to ask you to stop that tax, I will ask you to immediately stop that tax. I do not have to romance about it or seek your opinion or decision. Yes, because a delay in action there will result to a catastrophic consequence. So, but in instances where maybe the situation with which that unsafe act or unsafe behavior was observed does not pose any imminent danger, then I may have to call you, why are you doing this? Yes, I may have to seek your opinion, why are you doing this? Is there any better way of doing this or better approach of doing this? So I think in that case, for a leader, I think you should always use the tool. And when you use the tool, both what we call autocratic or democratic, depending, or directive or participative, when you use the two together, it's more like you sitting on the fence, and it is referred to as situational leadership approach.
Okay, situational leadership approach. Yeah. So, on the same note, Mr. Sylvester, I want to ask you, because from what we've discussed so far, you've been balancing both autocratic and democratic. So has there been a situation where, even after balancing the both styles of leadership, your team is still underperforming? Not your current team, but have you ever managed a team that is underperforming, and what do you do to resolve the issue?
Okay, yes. A lot of things comes into play. Yes, a lot of, when you see a team underperforming, it could not be directly associated with the leadership style. Yes, it could be that they are not motivated enough.
Okay.
Yes, when you see a team underperforming. So if a team is underperforming and it has been identified, as the leader or the manager, through the management, done enough to make this subordinate perform. That is where the angle I want to answer this your question from. For instance, if you ask me if I have my team, I've had instances where my team, even my current team, we've had instances or a particular period where we have some of them underperforming, and we have to call them, and that is why we said you must engage your subordinate to actually know where the problem is coming from. So I invited them, engaged them, heard their different complaints or challenges, and we worked on that area and we get them back on track, and they are performing. Okay. So there is what we call positive reinforcement. Yeah, if you've done something good today, it must not necessarily that I use money to try to encourage or motivate you. Thank you is enough. Like just recently, I gave out an assignment to one of them, and she completed it. I say, oh, hello, countryman language, chop knock. Understand? Well done. You did well.
Yeah.
And that is enough. It goes a long way.
Yeah.
So we call it positive reinforcement. You can praise them. You can even give like an incentive, like an award. You can recognize them openly, even within the internal departmental meeting. So it goes a long way. So,
Mr. Sylvester, banking on this reinforcement, I want to know, do you think that money is a determining factor in whether an employee will stay? Or do you think there are other factors that are more than money that will make an employee stay longer in an organization?
No, money only prevents dissatisfaction. Okay. Yes, it does not necessarily employ or motivate employees in a workplace.
Okay.
But it prevents dissatisfaction. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So what actually motivates people is the environment of the tax, not even the salary.
Okay.
Yes, because if I'm depressed and I'm still getting salary, I can. Yes. Have you not seen people depressed?
Yeah.
And they are still getting paid.
Yeah.
You understand? They receive salary, but they still get depressed. So where is the problem? And why do people change? We've seen people also changing organizations. while they receive salary for even an organization that they are less paid compared to where they were living.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. Why are they living? This is to tell you that money or that salary is not a motivating factor, but it prevents what? Dissatisfaction. Because you actually need money to do some things, to attend to some family or personal things. So how to motivate employees in the workplace is one of the things I've just mentioned, like positive reinforcement, self-actualization, like you, as you are seated here, in the next 5-10 years. Yes, is there a prospect that you will be in a certain position? Yes, this position you are, am I learning? Am I adding value? Is the organization adding value to me? That is what motivates people. So money does not actually motivate people on the job. Yeah, but the honest truth is that it prevents dissatisfaction. Yeah.
So you've managed people both on site and
Off-site,
in the office.
yeah.
Yes. So when it comes to safety, now we're diving a bit into safety.
Yeah.
When it comes to safety, will you consider this statement true, that the managers, the people at the top, the orgas who are already used to this following safety procedures, do you think they are more relaxed in following safety procedures than the new guys who are joining? And if you think so, why?
Yes, I think it would be unfair for me to generalize it, that they are more relaxed. So I would like to contextualize it, not to generalize it. So it depends on the context with which this will be looked from. So the angle we are looking at it from, like, I've been practicing HSE for over a decade now, but I'm not relaxed. And you could see that around me. I'm not relaxed on site and off site. I'm not relaxed because when I come to site, people know, oh, this is business. Yeah, people that knows me very well know it's business. If I see something, I must say something. But on the long run, some may decided to relax. Some managers or some leaders may decided to relax, and that is why it is not good for health and safety. Because in behavioral safety, people easily copy their leaders or their managers. They copy what they see more than what you say. So your body language does not in any way, your body language must not appear any way that you are relaxing. So as a leader, so I do not believe that those that have spent years practicing HSE relax, and that is why I say it will be unfair for me to generalize it. So I would like to contextualize it depending on the individual.
Okay.
Yes. So managers that have practiced safety over time, I would say most of them do not sit back when it comes to safety compliance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Sylvester, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you going to rate that, your prediction?
1 to 8.
What? 8?
Yes.
Oh, that's a very good number. That's a very good number. We need more people like you anyways.
Yeah.
So I also want to know, right, if the workers are not complying, like there are so many, like you said, if the manager, they are following the manager is there, they are looking at what he's doing, but when he leaves, they are like, okay, these gloves, they are affecting me, let me do this sharp and leave. How do you spot that behavior early on, and how do you correct it?
Yeah, thank you. So in health and safety, there's what we refer to as safety culture, and there's also what we refer to as safety climate. Okay. You understand? Safety culture and safety climate. So you can see even there is a testament to how the approach we use in our project safety management at Kevron Group. Because others will say, oh, Kevron will not always cut corners. Yes. So we have built this culture internally that if it must be done right, it must be done right. There's no shortcut about it.
Even if it costs time?
No, yes. Even if it costs time, there is no room for shortcut. So it is a culture thing. Over time, whether this year, whether today, tomorrow, and by end of this year or next year, our culture remains that whatever that has to be done right as per compliance must be done right. Then safety climate is what you just told us.
Okay.
Safety climate is, the client is around, let's do the right thing.
Okay.
When the client steps out, then we go back to the wrong thing. Yes, for instance, let me give you an example using a project site. Okay, the client has written to the contractors and the consultant that is visiting next week, and you see everybody running up and down, carrying out housekeeping, buying PPEs and everything, just to make sure they put things in place before the client arrives. Then immediately the client leaves the site after the visit, then we'll go back to our old way of doing things. That is a safety climate and not a safety culture. So safety culture is sustainable over time, but safety climate is fluctuating. Yeah, so that is that. So the best approach is for you to try as much for any organization is for the organization to try as much as possible to build a positive safety culture where compliance, no matter what, is the guiding principle.
Now, on safety climate, because let's take Kevron aside, because we have safety culture in place. Maybe there are organizations
positive
somewhere.
Safety culture.
Positive emphasis on the positive.
Yeah, it's very
Maybe there are organizations somewhere that are practicing safety climate.
Yeah.
Now they want to reinforce safety culture, but they are already used to, the workers are already used to the climate way of doing things. How do you think? Do you think punishment should be used as a reinforcement on safety protocols?
Yes, punishment is one of the approach of enforcing compliance, but not the best approach.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be the least approach, or it should be combined with like coaching, what I will refer to as the carrot approach. So it should be combined with the carrot approach, but punishment should not come first. And you know why punishment should not come first? If I visit a site, or I have a site, for instance, excuse me, if I have a site, for instance, and I visit a site, an employee is brought onto on that site, and the employee is not inducted, or the employee is not trained on working at height, for instance, then I visit a site like one of my sites, and I see this employee working at height, for instance, where the use of fall protection is required, and the employee is working at that height without fall protection. What comes to mind is I will have to engage, if I observe such unsafe behavior, I will have to engage the employee first. Yes, I have to engage the employee by asking the question, why are you doing this? Do you know, have you been trained or have you been inducted on this site? I have to find out. If the employee has not been inducted, the employee has not been trained, for me, at that particular point, I will not refer it to an unsafe behavior, because the employee does not know at that point that what he's doing is right or wrong. Do you understand? So what you need to do now is that at that point now, I have to take the employee back for an induction or training, which is also part of coaching and mentoring. So I'll have to coach and mentor that employee over time. But if I have an employee that has been trained, employee has been inducted, and over time this same employee has been found in this same unsafe practices or unsafe behavior over time, it's a pattern, and this employee has been engaged, coached, and this thing keep repeating, it becomes what? An unsafe behavior. And an unsafe behavior in this context now has become a repeated behavior that is deliberate. I'm doing it, nothing will happen.
Okay.
So in that case, you have to deploy punishment.
Okay.
But it's not the best approach. coaching and mentoring, and if punishment must be applied, it must be fair. And a punishment being fair is a punishment that we have been able to establish that this person has been mentored, this person has been coached, but this person still continue to embark on this unsafe behavior. Yes.
So can you give me like 2 examples of the punishment that after the whole checklist have been done and the employee still found wanting, like 2 examples of punishments?
Yes, depending on the organization or the project specification. So punishment could come in form of warning, first warning, second warning, third warning. Yes, then the person can go on suspension, the person can be sent out of sight for that day, and when the behavior continues, the person can be sent packing.
All right.
Like expel or dismiss from site.
All right.
Yeah.
So interesting. I want to ask you, what do you do to an employee that is very skilled, very good at what he does, but has a very bad attitude towards his work?
Yes, towards his work or safety.
Towards he's already in the safety space.
Yes.
So he's good at what he does, but his attitude to his colleagues, the way he refers to things is very bad. How will you manage that?
Okay, so when it comes to behavior, just as I said, when you have a bad attitude, so you see, over time, attitude is not like it's a constant thing. It can be influenced, or behavior. I will not say attitude, because what I see from outside, I will judge the person based on his response. The response to a particular act, which is the behavior now, is what I will judge a person by. So if somebody is demonstrating or exhibiting negative behavior, or what we refer to as bad behavior, safety wise, so if somebody has a bad attitude, I think over time it still boils down to how you can do to influence. Because if somebody is having a bad attitude as a leader, it's still within your circle of influence.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still within your circle of influence. You can still influence that person as a leader by coaching and mentoring that person over time. Because if you have 8 and 1, or no, if you have 9 and 1 is bad, there's every tendency that the 9 exhibiting this good behavior over time will be easy to influence one person that is exhibiting this bad one. So, but it will be difficult for the one person that is exhibiting this negative behavior to influence the other one. It is possible, but it's going to be very difficult. But what we need to do, the first weapon to deploy, is how to coach and mentor such person.
Yeah.
So, and it is not forever, because you can only coach and mentor him for a particular period of time. But if it is not possible, then you have to let such person, you have to take the bad egg out of the good ones.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's now go to the psychosocial section of safety.
Yeah.
How will you describe a toxic work environment?
Yeah, a toxic work environment is concern. Yeah, it's a concern, because in the occupational health and safety world, most especially on the project site or in the workplace, is a serious problem, because we've seen people where, because of the toxic nature of the environment, they lost concentration, and thereby leading to incident that affect them and even their co-workers. Yeah, we've seen cases like that. So I will give you an example. This is a true life story, like the experience I have had myself, where on a night shift, we worked till about 4 a.m. in the morning thereabout, and one of the employees were working at height on a cherry picker. Yeah, so the employee, I think he was tired around 3 a.m. or thereabout. So, and the supervisor asked that no, they have to complete that task till about 5 a.m. in the morning. The guy said he was tired and that the man lift should be lowered, the cherry picker should be lowered, that it was done for that day. He was tired. But the supervisor insisted that they must continue. And this contractor HSC management is different from when you're operating from the consultant side of it. I was there, I was supervising as the health and safety and environment officer for that particular time. I was the one overseeing that activity. So when I try to approach the contractor, it will always appear as if you are taking side of the employees.
Yeah.
And the message to the management will be that, you are stopping work. You don't want them to actually accomplish the task for that day. So the next thing I heard, this guy has taken off his fall protection, his body harness, and he was already jumping. Yeah, he was jumping from the cherry picker.
Oh my God.
Yes, I immediately went on my knee.
Oh my
and
God.
pleaded with this guy that no, you don't have to join. It is at that point that the supervisor knew the guy was serious.
What?
And had to ask them to lower the man lift. So now the implication is that it is not because we were working at height. Below this area is an excavation that was barricaded. So if the guy had jumped, the guy would have if the guy had jumped off the basket of the man lift, that guy would have not just got into the ground. The guy would have gotten into a very deep excavation. So you can see. So it's just a practical example of a toxic work place. So it is not limited. It's one of the examples I've just given. So a workplace could be toxic if it is not considering the mental health of the employees or workers. And that is why it is very important. In the past, we pay more attention to technical risk, undermining behavioral risk, or psychosocial risk. So psychosocial risks in the workplace is, we've seen people where, for instance, just an insult or a nag or a supervisor raised his voice and throughout that day,
they were demoralized.
So a toxic workplace could come from companies' policies, companies' procedures, top management body languages, let me put it that way, towards the subordinates, and you can name them. So it ranges from sites, offices, project site, and off-site, depending on the organization. So
Mr. Sylvester, sorry to cut you in. So what you are telling us is these little toxic things that are being done in the workplace can lead to the extent of somebody considering not just quitting the job but taking their lives.
Yes, I've given you this thing is not a scenario I read online.
What?
Yes, I was a witness. I was standing right there when this was about to happen. So it's an example that people should know what happens on the job. For project managers, for organizations that gives tight deadlines for tasks to be accomplished, there is always project after project. But there is no life after project if you get yourself killed, or if your employees get if their employees get themselves, or if your employee get he or herself killed on the job.
So there is a concern that maybe don't go out, don't get talked about as often. But I want to know from your perspective if this concern would be considered toxic. Now, what do you do in a situation where you have a manager, or you have sorry about that.
Thank you.
So you have a superior officer who is taking credit for the team's work and not giving the team its credit? Because earlier you mentioned that you say thank you, you acknowledge them, either monetary or just gestures. So will you consider a manager who is taking credit for his team's hard work and maybe not even acknowledging the team at all as being toxic, and how does that affect the workers?
Yes, as a manager, you are not expected or to take credit. Let me make it very clear. All managers are not leaders.
Okay.
Yeah. But all managers are expected to be leaders. I don't know, does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you are a manager does not mean you are a leader.
Yeah.
Because a good leader does not take credit alone. Yeah, because you did not function as a dot, as an individual. You function as a team. So every good leader must be a team player, and being a team player demands that the credit goes to the team and not you.
Okay.
So if we accomplish a task and the organization, the management say, hey, thank you, OHS department, it is not Sylvester.
Okay.
The credit should not go to Sylvester. The credit should go to the entire team. If I develop a document for instance, a document that maybe my subordinate, that is the core responsibility of my subordinate. So what will it take from me if I said it is prepared by that subordinate? Because at the end of the day, I'm accountable for the failure.
Okay.
Yes, I'm accountable for the failure. It is the subordinate's responsibility, but I am accountable for the success and failure of that particular assignment or task. So if the credit comes, it should go to the team and not me. That is what we call leadership.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I really like where this is going. Now you're saying that the compliments, the praises should go to the team. You are not taking, but you are going to be taking the back blows if the team fails.
Of course, because you are supposed to take it because you are accountable. And don't forget, this credit going to the team reinforces them to repeat to deploy the same energy for you to get same or similar result next time such assignment is given. So if I take the credit, what happens? It demoralizes them. It discourages them. Because they will say, oh, even if we put in our effort and we get this job done, what happened? It takes the credit. Yeah, it takes the credit.
Right.
So, thank you.
Yeah. So, Mr. Sylvester, just before we round up this session, I would like you to explain to us differentiate between leading safely and managing safely.
Okay. Thank you so much. Leading safely is how you've been able to influence your organization as a whole, how you've been able to influence your team, how you've been able to influence the project you are managing, how you've been able to influence the let me just say the entirety of all the responsibilities that is assigned to you. So now leading safely is kind of attached or must align with how you've been able to influence others.
Okay.
Yes, to work safely, to follow, lay down rules, standard procedures, communicate very well, use PPE rightly, follow permit to work procedure. That is leading safely. On the other hand, managing safely is how you were able to try to see that a laid down procedure is followed. It has nothing to do with you now influencing people to do it. Yeah, maybe a procedure is designed in an organization. A policy is in place. You are managing such organization. Your own is to make sure that, okay, this work at height procedure is followed. People follow it. You give instruction, you make decisions on how people follow these procedures. But leading safely is how you as an individual have been able to add value that influences people to do the right thing. So that is the difference between leading safely and managing safely. So managing safely is organizationally based, then leading safely is individually based. So I don't know if that is clear, or you want me to come to still add more light.
I would like you to add more light, in the sense that I want you to give me real life examples of how somebody led safely and how another person managed safely. If you can do that. Okay,
so let me give you a simple example on how you can manage safely and lead safely. So now, we have procedures internally, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If I sit and make sure that, let me use SOPs, standard operating procedures, maybe for work at height as an example. On a project side, we develop standard operating procedure for working at height. And I make sure that people follow. I make sure that documented procedure is followed to the letter. I am managing safely. And because if that procedure is followed to the letter, then we are going to have zero incident or less incident on that project. But the example of me leading safely is when I come to site, I did not encourage people to cut corners as per this procedure. If I'm going to walk at the same height, I use my body harness. I will not sit at the top demonstrating that, I am the health and safety manager. I will not use body harness. In this case, I am leading. Yes, I am walking the talk. I am at the top. I am at the front, telling people that this procedure must be followed. So leading safely is different from managing safely. And that is why I said earlier that managing safely is kind of a framework based. Yes, like framework that has been designed as per policies and procedures. You ensure that they are followed. Then leading safely is how you've been able to use your position to influence people to work safely.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So I believe that they are leaders. You said something earlier before I get to that. You said not everybody is a leader. Not all
managers are leaders.
Yes. So they are managers.
And all managers are expected to be leaders.
Barely. So I would like to know, right? For people who are watching this podcast, they are managers but are not leaders, based on what we have spoken, what courses thank you. Kevron provides courses across all safety related topics. So what courses would you recommend to those leaders who maybe after watching this podcast they have realized that there are certain things I was doing wrongly? What courses would you recommend to them?
Yes, thank you. I think I would recommend one, leading safely. For them. I would recommend IOSH level 6 for them, and I will also recommend advanced project safety management. Yes, APSM, advanced project safety management. Yes, I will recommend these for managers who are aspiring to be good leaders in their roles.
Right. Sylvester, I don't know, this podcast was for me, I'm sorry, because I learned a whole lot, and I believe that our viewers back at home, I believe we all learned so much. Before we wrap up, I would like to give...
I'm going to cut that.
Okay, no problem. I believe our viewers back home also learned a lot from this podcast. Like you rightly heard him say, we have courses that will enable you manage, become a manager that leads, right?
Yes.
We have courses that will enable you become a manager that leads, not just leads, but leads effectively. We'd like to give a big shout out to the guys behind camera. We have Victor Duru here, we have Nonso, we have Marvelous, and we have Tijani Ayobami. Big shout out to you guys. You guys made this production happen. And a big shout out to our executive producer. We have engineer Dr. Kayode Fowode. We have our general manager, engineer Yemisi Fowode Awode. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you for bringing this podcast, this safety series to life. Before we wrap up, we say goodbye. See you on the next episode.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Woo,
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are too much.
Thank you.
You are too much. Thank you.
Thank you.